Welcome to Echoes of Pages, where stories come alive.
In a world full of distractions, your ability to focus is a true superpower. Every ping, post, and advert is designed to steal your attention. But when you choose to focus, you invest your attention in what truly matters: learning, creating, and growing. This rare skill sets you apart, not just in school, but for your entire future. Focus is your secret weapon, and the best part? It's a muscle you can train. Unlocking elite performance. So, what is this magical deep work we're talking about? Cal Newport defines it very clearly. Deep work is the ability to focus without distraction on a cognitively demanding task. It's a state of high concentration that pushes your mental capabilities to their limit. When you're in a state of deep work, you're not just ticking boxes or going through the motions. You are creating new value, improving your skills, and producing work that is difficult for others to replicate. It's the kind of work that leads to breakthroughs, whether that's finally understanding a complex mathematical theorem or writing the first chapter of a novel. It's where the magic truly happens. Think of it like a professional athlete training for the Olympics. They don't just casually jog while chatting on their phone. They engage in deliberate, intense practice sessions designed to push their physical limits. Deep work is the mental equivalent of that. It's you, sitting down with a singular goal, shutting out everything else, and channeling all your brain power into that one task. It's not easy, and it's certainly not comfortable at first. Your brain, accustomed to constant stimulation, will resist. It will beg for a distraction. But pushing through that resistance is precisely how you grow and produce your best work. This is the state where you enter what psychologists call flow. You become so absorbed in the activity that you lose track of time. Your sense of self seems to dissolve, and you are completely one with the task. This is not only where you are most productive, but also where you often feel most fulfilled. The satisfaction that comes from emerging from a 2-hour deep work session, having accomplished something significant, is far more profound and lasting than the fleeting pleasure of clearing a full inbox of emails. It builds a sense of quiet confidence in your own abilities. Crucially, deep work is what allows you to learn hard things quickly. Our brains create and strengthen neural pathways when we focus intensely on new information. By forcing yourself to concentrate without distraction, you are essentially laying down thicker layers of myelin around your neurons, which allows signals to fire faster and more effectively. This is the biological secret to mastering a skill. So whether you're trying to learn a new coding language or get your head around organic chemistry, committing to regular sessions of deep work is the fastest and most effective path to mastery. It's not about genetics, it's about process. Now let's talk about the opposite of deep work, which Newport calls shallow work. This is the stuff that often makes us feel busy and productive, but in reality, contributes very little to our long-term goals. Shallow work describes non-cognitively demanding logistical-style tasks, which are often performed while distracted. Think about mindlessly replying to emails, scrolling through social media feeds, attending pointless meetings, or reorganizing your stationery for the 10th time. These tasks are easy to do, they don't require much brain power, and they keep us occupied. The danger is that we mistake this busyness for productivity. The modern student and professional world is obsessed with the appearance of being busy. We wear our packed schedules and overflowing inboxes like badges of honor. The problem is that shallow work is incredibly deceptive. It fills up our day, making us feel like we've accomplished a lot, but at the end of the week, we look back and realize we haven't made any real progress on the things that truly matter. We've spent our time treading water instead of swimming towards our destination. You might have answered 50 messages, but did you finish that critical essay or solve that one problem set that was holding you back? The key difference lies in value and replicability. Anyone can answer emails or post on social media. These are low-value tasks that are easy to replicate and don't require specialized skills. Deep work, on the other hand, creates rare and valuable output. Writing a well-researched, insightful essay is hard. Developing a new scientific hypothesis is hard. Composing a beautiful piece of music is hard. These are the activities that move the needle, that get you top marks, that earn you recognition, and that ultimately build a fulfilling career. They are hard to replicate, which is precisely what makes them so valuable. As a student, your goal should be to ruthlessly minimize the shallow and maximize the deep. This requires a conscious shift in mindset. Instead of asking, "How can I get all these little things done today?" you should be asking, How can I carve out a significant, uninterrupted block of time for the most important academic task on my plate? It means being honest with yourself about what activities are genuinely contributing to your learning and future success, and which are just comfortable distractions. Learning to distinguish between the two is the first major step towards reclaiming your focus and becoming truly effective. So, how do we actually do this? Cal Newport doesn't just diagnose the problem, he gives us a practical framework. He outlines 4 core rules to help us integrate deep work into our lives. The first rule is simply work deeply. This sounds obvious, but it involves a fundamental decision to prioritize this kind of focus. It means identifying the key areas in your studies or work that will benefit most from intense concentration, and then systematically carving out time for them. A key part of this is developing a routine. You wouldn't expect to get physically fit by going to the gym randomly. You need a consistent schedule. The same applies to your brain. The second rule is to embrace boredom. This one might sound a bit strange, but it's absolutely crucial. If you constantly give your mind a hit of novel stimuli the second you feel a flicker of boredom, by picking up your phone, for instance, your brain will lose its ability to sustain focus. Newport suggests scheduling your internet and distraction time rather than scheduling your focus time. The goal is to get comfortable with being unoccupied. When you're waiting in a queue or walking to class, resist the urge to pull out your phone. Let your mind wander. This practice builds up your mental endurance for the long, focused sessions of deep work. The third rule is to quit social media. Now, this might be a tough pill to swallow, but Newport's logic is compelling. He suggests you should evaluate every social media tool you use with a simple cost-benefit analysis. Ask yourself, does the value this tool brings to my life significantly outweigh the negative impact it has on my ability to focus? For many of us, the answer is a clear no. The constant context switching and engineered addictiveness of these platforms are the arch-enemies of deep work. You don't necessarily have to delete every account forever, but a digital declutter or setting strict time limits can be transformative. Finally, the fourth rule is to drain the shallows. This means being deliberate about minimizing the amount of shallow work you do, so you have more time and energy for the deep stuff. This involves scheduling your entire day, not just your deep work blocks. By planning what you're doing from morning to evening, you can identify and consolidate shallow tasks into specific, limited time slots. For example, answer all your non-urgent messages in one 20-minute batch in the afternoon, rather than letting them interrupt you all day. This creates a clear structure that protects your most valuable, high-focus hours from being eroded by low-value busyness. Let's get into the nitty-gritty of making deep work a habit. One of the most powerful strategies Newport suggests is creating a ritual to start your deep work sessions. Your brain loves cues, and a consistent pre-work routine signals that it's time to shift into a state of high focus. This doesn't have to be complicated. It could be something as simple as clearing your desk of all clutter, putting on a specific playlist of instrumental music, making a cup of tea, and then setting a timer for 90 minutes. This ritual acts like a launch sequence, telling your mind, okay, we're not checking notifications now. We're not thinking about lunch. For the next 90 minutes, we are doing this one thing. Another key tactic is to schedule your deep work like it's the most important appointment of your day, because it is. Don't just hope you'll find time for it. Block it out in your calendar, whether it's from 9 in the morning to 11 every day, or for a couple of hours in the library every afternoon. Treat that time as sacred and non-negotiable. This is your time to produce high-quality work. Tell your friends you're unavailable. Put your phone in another room or turn it off completely. The simple act of committing to a time and place dramatically increases the likelihood that you'll actually follow through and do the work. Your environment also plays a massive role. You need to design a space that is dedicated to focus. For some, this might be a specific desk in their room that is kept completely clear of anything not related to the task at hand. For others, it might be a particular carrel in the university library. The key is to create an association in your brain. This place is for deep work. This means eliminating as many potential distractions as possible. Turn off all notifications on your laptop and phone. Close any unnecessary tabs in your browser. The fewer decisions your brain has to make about ignoring distractions, the more energy it has for the actual work. Working with intensity is also vital. Newport advocates for a rhythmic approach. It's incredibly difficult to maintain peak concentration for hours on end. Instead, work in focused bursts, like the Pomodoro technique. Set a timer for a short period, say 25, 50, or even 90 minutes, and work with absolute undivided intensity during that time. Then, take a proper break. Don't just check your email. Get up, stretch, walk around, or get some fresh air. This allows your brain to recharge, ensuring that when you return for your next burst, you can do so with renewed focus and energy rather than slowly burning out. Let's bring it all together. Why should you, as a student, care so much about all of this? Because in a world where everyone else is becoming more and more distracted, the ability to focus is your unfair advantage. While your peers are struggling to study for 30 minutes without checking their phones, you will be able to enter a state of deep concentration for hours at a time. This means you will learn faster, understand concepts on a much deeper level, and produce work of a much higher quality. You'll complete your assignments in less time, leaving you with more freedom for hobbies, sports, and socializing. This isn't just about getting better grades, although that is a fantastic outcome. It's about building a foundation for future success. The world of work you will be entering values results, not busyness. No one will care how many hours you sat at your desk. They will care about the quality of what you produced. The ability to quickly master hard things and produce work at an elite level are the two core abilities that deep work cultivates. By practicing this skill now, as a student, you are training for the professional world. You are future-proofing your career before it has even begun. Furthermore, a life filled with deep work is simply more meaningful. Constantly reacting to the shallow and the urgent is a recipe for anxiety and a feeling of being unfulfilled. You end the day exhausted, but with a nagging sense that you haven't really done anything important. In contrast, a day that includes a block of deep, focused work leaves you with a profound sense of accomplishment and satisfaction. You are not just a passive consumer of information, you are an active creator of value. This builds self-respect and a sense of purpose that no amount of digital distraction can provide. So I encourage you to take this seriously. Start small. Try scheduling just one 60-minute deep work session this week. Create a small ritual. Put your phone in another room and see what happens. It will be hard at first, but stick with it. You are not just learning to study better. You are learning how to command your own attention and direct it towards what truly matters. In an increasingly noisy world, the person who can cultivate silence and focus is the one who will not only succeed, but will also build a more intentional and satisfying life. That person can be you.
If you found this summary helpful, let us know by hitting the like button. Comment below with the next book you'd like us to summarize. We're always listening. And if you want to keep learning powerful ideas from the world's best books, don't forget to subscribe to Echoes of Pages. Your next breakthrough could be just one video away.